Since 1985, Continuum has had the tremendous fortune to explore new ideas in music in Toronto, where the trees meet the water. Toronto is home to many indigenous people from across Turtle Island and has been a site of human activity for more than 15,000 years. We recognize that we are here because this land was colonized. Indigenous communities and allies struggle against the ongoing consequences of our colonial system. This land is the territory of the Petun First Nations, the Seneca, and most recently the Mississaugas of the Credit River. The territory was the subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement between the Haudenosaunee Confederacy and Confederacy of the Ojibwe and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. We are enormously grateful for the generosity of all Indigenous people who share this land with us and allow us to live and work here as uninvited guests.
Welcome to Continuum's 24th episode of Press Play, our web series that dives deep into extraordinary works of contemporary music in both their performance and in informative conversations with the artists who create the work. My name is Joyce Cho, and I am the host of Press Play. Please make welcome Martin Arnold! Yay! Thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure.
Yeah, and we're talking about this piece, Contact Organum, which was commissioned by David Schotzko with the help from the Ontario Arts Council. I kind of want to go straight into it.
I guess the first idea actually came from the first piece I ever wrote for Array Music in 1991, and you know, there was this aspect to the percussion writing for that I thought that I liked, but I didn't feel had been used up. So that I think actually that really became a good line. Something that was specific. It was like, yeah, okay, what, you know, what hasn't been used up about it, and then the piece kind of went from there. You know, the pieces I call organum tend to be ones where they're polyphonic, but they're not so kind of rhythmically disconnected as some of my other work, like things sort of moving in parallel, like early Gregorian organum. But that idea of just things kind of moving together, but not being quite as thick as in terms of what in my mind I think of when I think of as a chorale. And so that was the thing with this piece, is that sort of brought together this idea that, yeah, there'd be this sort of simpler harmony, you know, like just only one or two voices on the vibraphone, always ghosted by in contact with metal sounds that didn't have definite pitch, and that became the organum. And then, you know, after that, in terms of the experimentation, I guess it's always trying to think of what kind of things can kind of quietly sort of wrong foot the experience. Like how can something go on too long, but without being kind of assertively like, ooh, look how long I'm going on for. But it's just little things, you know, where the listeners just, you know, hopefully getting into the sound, but not feeling like kind of.
Right, like finding a balance where the audiences can find a state, like a content state in which they're experiencing the piece.
Well, hopefully not content as much as just not feeling like not feeling me present. Like what I'm hoping for is a situation where on the one hand they don't feel like they're being led, like being impressed that way. On the other hand, where they're not thinking like, oh, why did he do that? Why did he do that? But so like where there's this encouragement to actually just get your ear into it yourself as a listener and kind of find your own way of you know, bringing the experience together, rather than feeling like you're being obliged to somehow, you know, apprehend the form of the that the maker is sort of put in front of you, kind of thing. I mean, like there's like words that show up in interviews with me a lot, like slackness and formlessness and things like that I guess they show up because they are things that I care about, but I don't think, you know, they're not methodologies like how you can actually kind of create a situation where where something in time seems formless. I mean, it's always a different kind of set of terms that are going to contribute to that if you can pull it off.
I see.
And not that I think you can pull it off universally either, but you know, but if it fools me, that's all I want. So yeah, see, that was as dancing long an answer as your question.
That's perfect. No, there was a lot there. And I was thinking a lot as you were, explaining through things. It seems to me, it seems evident that you really think a lot about the audience experience, maybe not necessarily experience, but you think about what the audience is going to be feeling or what the audience might be thinking as they're listening to your work.
Yeah,
and
I mean, with me, I mean, I am part of the audience, and it's not even like when I say if it makes me happy, I'm not meaning that me as composer versus the audience. It's just like
it's you as
just me. Yeah, and but then it's based on the idea that I'm part of a cultural history and a society. So there's definitely the things that kind of get under my skin and debone me. I just assume there's no reason why that couldn't be happen for someone else too. So to me, it's sharing. It's just saying like, hey, I like this. What do you think? Kind of deal. So it obviously matters to me a lot when people find something for themselves in a piece. But it's really just more about taking part in that whole world of sharing music from first and foremost the standpoint of a listener. And and I like to listen to my music. Like I actually, if I wrote music I didn't want to listen to, I wouldn't write music, because like, why would I waste the time writing music I wouldn't want to listen to when I could be listening to Julie Tippett's Sunset Glow, for goodness sake.
That's a really beautiful way to put it. Like, I'm also part of the audience. I want to be able to take something away from my music as well, and share it, like you're saying, be part of this sharing culture, and and also see what people get from it, and that's always a really interesting experience, just as another human listening.
Yeah.
But also, and then after that, secondly, as a composer, right? Which is what it seems like you're saying. Like, first and foremost, I just want to be part of the space and the community, and I'm just like everyone else,
Yeah.
And then secondly, okay, I'm a composer too, and these things inspire the way that I work, and I think the way you put it is very beautiful, and thank you for sharing that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's just and it's, I mean, I guess I do a little bit of stuff on my own. I mean, mostly I'm happy when other people ask me to do something, but then it it's just on the one hand, there's like this sort of, I guess, broad practice that I'm comfortable in, but then there's always the specific experiment too. And that's the thing, is the sharing and the questioning gives rise to other questions, and hopefully hopefully there's that specificity, like because I mean, it is, every once in a while I kind of pull back and go like, whoa, I mean, this isn't a problem for me, but I wonder if it's a problem. I wonder if my music all sounds the same, I guess is what I wonder. But then I think, well, I don't mind that, and then to me, it's sort of specific. It's like, it's like I've got I collect recordings like crazy, and I have like a wall of Thelonious Monk, and you can always tell when Monk's playing, it's him. On the other hand, I can't get enough, because every solo matters. Like, it's, because to me, this stuff doesn't operate on the level of style or kind of, general identification. It's like he's doing this, and it's going to be the same kind of repertoire, but it's always in a slightly different context. And so to me, it's that kind of radical specificity that keeps me going too. You know, and really, but I mean, that's the thing, is if it turns out I don't get another idea that way, it's really not the end of the world. Like
You're okay. Like you're happy
yeah.
to explore another idea or explore
Well,
another.
or just listen, because I mean, I
Yeah.
don't. To me, listening is where the action is, and that's I actually think the act of listening is weirdly well, it's as creative as making the thing, but it's also where the action is. Like what gets created when you listening is the really kind of psychedelic, mind changing thing that can change it. You know, who you are as a person in the world. You know, like I mean, I'm unbelievably grateful to people who make stuff that where I can be co-creative in that, you know, in relationship to. But that, to me, it's, you know,
Listening's a big
that's
part
where
of
the
it.
action is. Like I guess all I'm saying is, it's not like I compose because I feel like I have something to say, and
Sure.
or that there's some kind of you know, creative urge that needs to be met, because, you know, like I say, to me, all the creative part is, the most creative part is listening. And you know, like, I keep making pieces though, because so far they offer me challenges and possibilities listening, you know, along with like literally thousands and thousands of other makers. So yeah. but I, you know, sometimes I do think like, yeah, maybe I just, one of these days I just won't you know, I won't have an idea, and that's really,
And that's fine.
yeah,
That's okay.
some people might be grateful.
I don't think anyone's saying that. I think
Yeah,
everyone's going to
because
be like,
no one
Martin.
likes my music as much as I do. Jeez. Oh, bad but
Okay.
true.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing all your thoughts, Martin. Thank you for watching episode 24 of Press Play. Thank you, Tyler Cunningham, for the stunning performance and interpretation. And thank you, Martin, for joining us in conversation this episode. The next episode of Press Play broadcasts Thursday, June 2nd at 7 p.m. with Velvet by Kate Moore, performed by Jackie Lung on piano and Alison Rich on cello. Visit our website, www.continuummusic.ca, to learn more about all our upcoming Press Play episodes and other projects, to follow us on social media, and to sign up on our email list. And if you like what we are doing, click the support button and make a donation now. Thanks for watching. See you soon.